Hi everybody. So this week's Candygram contains some extremely distressing footage. It's going to come at the end of this video, and I'm going to encourage you all to not watch it. I'm going to encourage you to turn the video off before we get there, and I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to explain what exactly the footage is. I was browsing Facebook a few weeks ago, and I had one of those experiences where I click on a video out of curiosity, and I was deeply shocked, disturbed and distressed by what I saw, and I felt like I'd been assaulted by my computer because it was so unexpected. Now the footage that I saw was basically of an old woman being violently mugged. The video was from some CCTV footage, and somebody had posted it on Facebook, and this is one of the things that can happen with social media. And after I watched the video, the main thing I wanted to do was completely forget that I'd ever seen it in the first place and just move on with my life. But I noticed that all of the comments beneath the video were completely understandably full of outrage and full of venom and violence. And this played on my mind a bit. Like I say, it was totally understandable that people's reactions were so strong. They'd just witnessed something really, really dreadful, and they were responding very naturally to what they'd seen. But it played on my mind that this video, which depicts violence, should provoke such violent responses. I know it seems obvious that that's the reaction it would provoke, but it disturbs me because if we don't like violence, but we find ourselves infected by violent feelings when we witness something violent, then something needs looking at there. So in reaction to seeing that video and then seeing the responses of people beneath it, I felt I wanted to do something, and I put together my own little film using the footage, because I didn't like it that this footage was just put up on its own without any commentary as such, without any seeming purpose other than to punch people through the screen with something awful. So I sat down and I thought about it. I put together a little video using the CCTV footage of this old lady being violently beaten up. And I used the video to ask the viewer the question, are you okay about being infected by violence when you witness it? Obviously, most of us don't like to see violence. We would wish for less violence in the world. So, if that is true, this thing of us becoming infected by the witnessing of violence is a big issue. If you say that you don't like violence and you observe that you become infected by violent feelings when you witness violence, then that needs looking at. That was the message of the video. And what I do in the video is I take 5 pictures of iconic love activists who ended up getting killed. So there's Gandhi, there's Martin Luther King, there's JFK, there's Jesus, and there's John Lennon. They're all men. I'm sorry about that, but these were the the 5 most iconic people that I could think of, and they were people who talked about love and unity, and they got killed for it. So I use those 5 pictures, and I also use pictures of the top 5 mass murderers from human history. So there's Chairman Mao, Stalin, Hitler, King Leopold of Belgium, and another guy whose name I can't remember at the moment. And what I ask in the video for people to think about is, which of these 2 groups would you rather be like? Would you rather promote peace, love, and unity? Or would you rather be a violent person? And the challenging thing I ask people to do in the video is look at the man who is attacking the old woman and see if you, rather than being infected by his violence, see if you can't connect with some feelings of love for him. Because that's what's called for in my opinion. And it may feel like the hardest thing in the world, but that is what is called for in my opinion. If we wish for the human race to get over this continuing history of violence, war, dysfunction, inequality, all of that stuff. If we really do care, if we really do want things to improve, then we may have to do the hardest thing in the world, which is feel love for people who are sick with violence. I know it's a tough call, it's a really big ask, and it's what is needed, so why don't we get on with it? And this is my whole reason for creating a blog and a website about love activism. It's not because I want to create some website that doesn't look very cool and people don't want to go to, because they think here's some guy who wants to create a cult, some kind of hippie thing. Love activism for me is not about activism. It's not about trying to get other people to join in until you've got a mass movement which is changing the world. Love activism for me is about you learning to love yourself and learning to love every other person on the planet, learning to love the planet, learning to love all of life. And that's it. It's not about signing petitions. It's not about going on marches. It's not about writing letters to the government. It's not about anything like that. It's not about all of the love activists getting together and having big parties. It's about you learning to love yourself and learning to love everybody else. Full stop. And, once you've done that, you're a love activist. Once you're trying to do that, you're a love activist. And there's nothing more you need to do. Because whatever you do will be coming out of love. And that will make the difference to this species. So love activism's, in one sense, it's the easiest kind of activism you could get involved with. And in another sense, it's the hardest. Because how easily do we find it to love ourselves and to love everybody else? And this video gives you a real opportunity to face the possible hardness of that task. Because what is it that you need to connect with in order to see a man violently assaulting a little old woman and connect with love for the man? Because whatever it is that he has been through to find himself in the position where he's doing that must surely have been something dreadful and terrible that I try to feel compassion for. And how will I succeed with it? It varies depending on what kind of space I'm in. So I'm not trying to say that I look at the footage and I easily connect with love for this man. But I see the need for me to do that if I'm to have any integrity with my beliefs. I needed to make the film just as part of my reaction to what I witnessed on Facebook. But I'm not suggesting that you sit and watch it yourself. I think that the explanation that I've given is enough, and you don't actually need to subject yourself to watching something extremely distressing. So don't watch it. Don't watch it. I didn't make it because I wanted lots of people to see it, really. The message it carries is important to me, and I'd like people to get the message, but I certainly don't need people to sit in front of their computers and subject themselves to a distressing, traumatizing experience. So I heartily encourage all of you to stop watching before I put the video on. Those of you that do decide to watch it, I invite you to have a try. See if you can witness this man and what he does, and see if you can connect with compassion for him and for what he must have been through to bring him to this place where he was doing this thing. But really, I encourage you to turn it off and not watch it. Okay, so I normally save the links to the end, but as I'm encouraging you guys not to watch to the end, I'll do the links now, and then you can stop this video and not watch the end of it. So the first link today is for the song that I use in the video, and if you're not going to watch the video, then you're not going to hear the song. So here's a link so that if you're curious, you can go and listen to the song. It's called Falling Pianos, and it's a collaboration that I did with my younger self. Basically, I took a sample of music that I made over 10 years ago when I was struggling and failing to make music on a really inadequate computer in my home. I took this sample and I built a song around it, and it was one of those occasions where I felt like I was collaborating with my younger self. And I've got a bit of a thing about that. I really enjoy it. The song is about how if the human race doesn't achieve this state of collective global love before it extincts itself, then probably it will achieve that state on the last day of existence, when we realize, oh dear, this is it. We all die today. The song is about the idea that in that moment we suddenly miraculously discover, oh, we do love each other after all. And that's what the song is about. So you can follow the link and have a listen to it. A link to the website, if you've not been there, candygram.co.uk. Go and have a look, check out what's there, and let me know what you think of it all. A link to the Candygram Facebook page. This is the best place to actually have a bit of interaction. My website's very basic because I have very basic website building skills. So although there are comment boxes underneath the blogs, there's the opportunity for discussion and interactivity on the website is much more limited than I would like. So if you go to the Facebook page, there's more chance of having a discussion with myself and other people. And I would like there to be lots of discussion and participation and interactivity. And a link for the mailing list. Join my mailing list and I'll let you know every time I'm posting up some new content, and you won't have to miss any. Okay, that's enough for this one. The video's coming now, so it's time for you to turn off, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. The end of the world is nigh. Pianos are falling from the sky. Look out, here comes another one. It sings in the air and then it's gone. They're falling and I know why. These instruments were not meant to fly. We stare directly at the sun to see the prize that we have won. The end of the world is near. We'll light the fires, drink one last beer. There's time enough for you and I to show the truth or maybe lie. There is not that much to say. We make the most of this sun and moon. In the streets and the fields we will spoon. And here comes the last goodbye. Pianos are falling from the sky. Look out, here comes the final one. It sings in the air